What's going on, world? It's your boy VO the Face FO back in the building, man. We got 50% fuss, 50% fantasy football, and 100% facts.
Facts.
We about to get it in, man. You know what time it is. F4 back in the building. I'm with my usual cast of outcasts right here. You know what I'm saying? No, not Dre and Big Boy. I'm here with Minnie. What's going on with you, Minnie?
What's up? How you doing, boys? Ready for a good pod.
Yes,
Ready to
sir.
work, baby. We came here to work,
Oh
so it's time to
yeah.
punch the clock. I guess when we talking about numbers, we talking about Silly C. What's going on, Silly
Haha,
C,
it's
with
your
the
boy.
numbers?
Let's go.
It's your
Yo, boy.
boy. All right, man. And we also here with I introduced him fourth because honestly he's like last place in my heart, but you know, it's still a special place. A place in my heart is a special place, and we here with Jay Reese, the
Gotta be
gambler.
somewhere.
Hey, man, what's going on with you, man? I just want to say one thing, man. We all up on the screen right now. We're all fantasy champions, so we about to hit y'all off with some real good knowledge, man. I'm ready to get to it. Hella excited.
Mm.
Let's go.
Man, let's go ahead and bust their
Some
leagues
newer than
wide
others.
open, man. Huh? Yeah, I mean, some more reigning than others. You know what I'm saying? But
That's neither here nor there.
let's go ahead and bust down the
Yo,
internet. We're gonna
man.
break the internet and break all your homeboys' pockets. In the meantime, we got a bunch of good content coming for you guys through the F4 platform. Make sure, because we have a new home, you subscribe to the channel, Fuss Sports. If you fuck with us, subscribe to the channel. Then you stuck with us. We about to get this popping, man. We in our top 100 fantasy player review show. Now, we were wondering like how we gonna get the list or whatever, and how we gonna break down these lists. So we figured we go to you, the people, and we go off of the drafts that you're currently holding through the ESPN.com site. And this is average draft position. So this is for all mock drafts being held, as well as the leagues that have already started up. And this is where some of these players rank on this. Let's go ahead and jump this one off.
And I'm clean when I walk, I'm clean when I talk. I'm pressed to the step, I'm pressed to the depth, and I'm steady looking at the back, cause I ain't that bad, and I'm on top of my game, and hey, my superstar.
All right, man.
Superstar,
So
Frank.
let's kind of break
Superstar,
over
Frank.
this list, man. You guys see some of the names that are on the list, and I'd like, let's go ahead and get your guys' takes on some of these. Minnie is our resident Bronco insider, so we're gonna get to him for the Bronco spin on things shortly. But let's go ahead and kick it off with Jay Rees. What do you find interesting about this player list 100 through 76?
Yeah, man. So I wanted to kick it off with the boy Leonard Fournette. And I know you guys are like, ew, that's kind of gross.
That's is I don't like it.
Yeah, neither do I. But let me break these numbers down from you last year. Leonard Fournette had 97 carries for 367 yards, 6 touchdowns. And he also had 36 receptions for 233 yards. Man, he really stepped up in the playoffs. He didn't really do much on the team that year. Man, I don't know, man. Coming up out of camp right now, training camp buzz is Ronald Jones is really taking over the number one running back role. And also, just a little side note, they got Giovanni Bernard this year. And they got a little position called the nickelback, where they're just dumping a whole bunch of passes off to Giovanni Bernard. He's playing like that James White role. I don't really see any room for Leonard Fournette. So I'm just saying Leonard Fournette is a guy that I would like to stay away from.
Yeah, man. Even though you're talking about staying away, he still was able to crack the top 100 with the 96 average draft position. So that means he's getting rostered in a ton of leagues. And you're just saying you're not seeing the value with it. Ronald Jones is always an awesome ad, and we'll probably be talking about him later. But I'm really more interested to know what Cody found interesting on this first list.
Well, I want to get it started off by DJ Shark.
Doop, 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 doop,
He,
doop.
you
DJ
know,
Shark.
right now, even with his quarterback up in the air, I think he seriously has a chance. Last year, he had 53 receptions in 13
Facts.
games, 706 yards, 13.3 receiving yards per reception, one of the
Facts.
highest of the leagues. So I think this year he'll only get it done more, and he's a beast. He doesn't just get little plays, so he definitely somebody you want to look at.
Yeah, I mean, up and down quarterback play in Jacksonville definitely cost him some numbers and some fantasy GMs, some wins. And, I could point to one, because I discovered him his rookie year. And then, Cody always drafts my leftover the year after. So he went and got him
Boo.
last year. And he definitely didn't pay off for him like he was able to pay off for me in the 2019 season. So, just don't always follow the lead of the leader, you know what I'm saying? But enough about leading, because good leaders are also followers. Jay Reeves, where should we be following you on this list next?
Oh man, I want y'all to come on down to Carolina with me with my boy Robbie Anderson. Man, he had 136 targets, 95 receptions,
Facts.
1,096 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Facts.
He's got to get that touchdown number up a little bit, but he is now rejoined with his boy Sam Darnold. Now, when it comes to Sam Darnold, man, he's like a real lackluster ass quarterback, and I really don't know how much I trust him. But I think he does have a good connection with Robbie Anderson. He just needs to get those touchdowns up, and he is definitely a dude I'd probably be drafting.
Yeah, man. I guess the only thing trepidation I get with him, I kind of petty, man, and I cannot draft people because they face sometimes. And this hello, my name is Earl looking motherfucker right here. Oh my God, I don't even know what to do with it, man. But another thing
He
that also
remind me of
kind
my
of
boy Cody.
he do
That
look kind of
doesn't
wild,
that
man.
got nothing to do with me.
His body type's a little weird too, because he's kind of shaped like Kevin Durant running post routes. You know what I'm saying? Not very a meaty person, but he's a good value. And him and Darnold had a connection, even though he had an uptick in production last year with a different quarterback. We're hoping him and Darnold could get right back on track. Cody, what
That
else you find
swollen
interesting?
looking person.
Huh? Yeah, that's
Anyway,
definitely you. That
so
was definitely you.
I
Yeah.
want to go into Tyler Boyd. That's my next
Mm.
little
I
pickup.
like it. I like it.
I like it a bunch in this case. He played 15 games last year. He had 79 receptions. His targets were up above 100. I think they might be that way this year, especially with Burrow being back. They look like they might actually be a beast. He just might be a sleeper pick. Get him later in the rounds when you have a chance. He was averaging 10.6 yards per reception with 4 touchdowns last year, which definitely I feel will inflate. So yeah, get him in your draft.
Yeah, man. Tyler Boyd, he definitely is a real player. Actually, was able to come on really strong throughout some AJ Green injuries early in his career, but now he has another hog on the other side of the field.
Which
The
kind of
good,
limited his capacity last year too. So I
nah,
think
AJ was out all year last year. You know
yeah,
what I'm
but as
saying?
soon as
So
he came back, he took a ton away,
it
and
was
Boyd had
actually
got hurt.
Higgins, man, and but I mean Burrow, he's gonna throw it a lot, a lot. I think he
Hey,
averages.
since we out here fussing, Joe Burrow. I don't know, man. Have you heard the word about training camp? Him coming out of training camp, man. He ain't looking too hot, man.
Yeah.
I don't
Man,
know, man. It
man,
may
he
be
had a
tough. It may be tough for the Cincinnati Bengals receivers and Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, another concerning thing is they have those great defenses in the building. The Browns are loaded. The Steelers have a really good front seven, and Baltimore
Yes.
might have the best secondary in the NFL. So, man, Tyler Boyd's going to have a tough schedule, but that's probably why he's falling a little bit lower on these rankings. But I do think he has top 60 overall finishing potential. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
agree.
I guess volume's going to be to be determined. I hear you over there talking, Minnie, and I know you biting at the champ just to give us a little Broncos spin on this. Now, there's 3 Broncos featured in this first segment, but the one I want to dive to you is the one that's not featured, which is Melvin Gordon. He did not make the top 100 list. I know you got good value from him in a mock draft you did the other day.
Yep.
And then we have Javonte Williams that came in at 81. I want you to tell me who should I be more optimistic in? A Javonte Williams who doesn't even have a pitcher? Oh, his pitcher's there. All right.
Boom.
So a
Oh,
Javonte Williams who got a pitcher right when I said it, or a Melvin Gordon who's not even on the list.
right. Well, you're looking at it this way. Everybody obviously thinks that Javonte Williams is going to take that starting job at some point, right? He's a
Yes.
young guy. I think that's why they're taking a flyer on. But let's look at it this way too. And I think Jay Reese may or may not agree with me, but I think he might. If you're looking at as far as longevity in the first 6 games, Melvin Gordon's going to be your guy, and Javonte still is going to have a part to play. But in the grand scheme of things, I think Melvin Gordon might hold the reins for most of the year. And that's kind of why I wanted to ask Jay Reese a little bit. Like, do you think Javonte Williams takes the reins and when?
You know what, Manny? I totally agree with you on this, man. They say right now, coming up out of camp, that Melvin Gordon kind of has a stranglehold on the starting running back. With that being said, man, I really do feel like Javonte Williams will come on week 6. I think week 7 is their bye, if I'm not mistaken. And then maybe after that, Javonte Williams could possibly take you to a title towards the back half of the season. So it's like, if you do pick him up, don't expect too many points the first 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, but
Right.
he will come on this season.
Right.
Cody, do you think in that aspect, is there any reason to handcuff him? Would you, if you were to take a flyer on Javonte Williams, would you want to come back later in the draft and possibly grab Melvin Gordon so you get 16 games of production out of a Broncos running back, no matter which one it might be?
The only way I would do that is if I went like wide receiver heavy in the beginning rounds. I would definitely look towards that in the later rounds. That could be actually a pickup that could be sneaky to handcuff them, but that would only be if I got payoffs in every other position before I even thought about that.
Yeah, so you're saying you'd have to have no comp in the running back room for him to be able to be startable. Speaking of comps, but in another way, a usage of the word, a comp for Javonte Williams has been Dalvin Cook. Something that makes me nervous is because we had somebody that had good comps before, and he turned out to be Royce Freeman. I couldn't even get his name right. I forgot who he was. He's still on the roster.
Sugar Ray.
But yeah, so it turned out to be Royce Freeman. Minnie, what are we looking at with Javonte Williams? Is this Royce Freeman, or is he more like his comp, Dalvin Cook?
I'm going to say that I think he's more like his comp, Dalvin Cook. I mean, the guy did share time in college, averaged over 6.5, I think, over 6.5, 7 yards a carry, something like that, and shared time. So yeah, facts, totally facts. I think as long as he can prove he can catch the ball in the NFL, that's a big deal. Melvin Gordon's a sneaky kind of guy when it comes to catching the ball. It all depends if he can overtake him. Like we just said earlier, it all depends on if he can beat this guy out, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about catching the ball, it's a part of it, but the thing that will keep you on the field is pass blocking. So if he could learn how to pass block, that's really like a willing thing. As far as some of the scouts was saying, it's he has a high motor and whatnot, so he's gonna have the 1-2 succeed and that 1-2 be special. So I'm hoping we see that out of Javonte Williams.
And the reason why I do comp him more towards the Dalvin Cook, I mean, the guy's explosive. He can break you off a 25, 35-yarder. I just want to be able to see him take that like little dump-off screen pass the same distance, and I'm not sure if he can do that or not, but we've seen Melvin Gordon do it time and time again. So
yeah.
Man, I miss big plays out of the Broncos backfield. So hopefully, I just can't wait to see that come back, man. And we're going to have to wait to see Minnie come back until the next segment. That wraps us up with the top 100 through 76. And we're going to dive into another segment. We're going to drop these in 4 parts. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see them. You can hear our analysis, and make sure you just check out. This ain't even what we're doing. This is what y'all doing, man. 50% fuss, 50% fantasy football, and 100% facts. F4, baby. We in here.
Facts?